Morning, friends. This is Dolynny TV. Glad to have you aboard here today as we get set up to kind of go over a couple of things there from last night's 7-3 domination of the Vancouver Canucks by the Edmonton Oilers on the road, where we have been cooking this season. 5-2-0 on the road this year, which is a pretty impressive clip. It's just that other place we play sometimes that things have kind of fallen apart at so far this year. So tough, right? Tough. But for the Edmonton Oilers, obviously last night was a victory in more ways than one. And we'll discuss that here in a matter of moments. If you're new to the channel, though, I encourage you to consider hitting that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV. I'd love to have you aboard for coverage. I know it's been kind of lacking here in the month of November. Again, read between the lines. I think anybody that's watched the videos here in November knows what's going on. So yeah, it's obviously been a situation for the Oilers in November as well, where still struggling with the mediocrity of just not good enough effort, coach juggling the lines too much, and stuff like that. Well, things kind of stayed steady last night, and you look at the results that happened there against the Vancouver Canucks. They're good results against a team that is definitely a playoff caliber club, and it's something encouraging to see, right? That's number one. Is we're seeing something encouraging, although be it the Canucks had 20 shots on goal and we still allowed 3 goals. So again, find your positives. You will definitely be able to always find negatives, at least early on in the season for the Edmonton Oilers. So that much has been guaranteed through this year and last year. So yeah, you know, it's nice to see that you win 7-3 on road ice in Vancouver specifically, just because it's Vancouver. That's a huge win in that. But you look at who's all scored goals for the Oilers last night, who all got assists last night, and it was a top to bottom complete lineup situation for the Oilers. Every single line scored a goal. Every single line had, I think, multiple contributors. I'd have to look back at it right now, but yeah, you're looking at, like, you've got Connor Brown and Matthias Janmark on one line contributing. You even had an assist from Ty Emberson, Henrique, and obviously Perry. You had Hyman, McDavid, Nugent Hopkins had. Yeah, I mean, everybody was contributing. I guess really the second line was the only one that, I guess maybe, I don't know. I don't know how to truly put that. I guess maybe, yeah, I think I'm right. I'm looking at too many names too fast to try and come up with exactly what I'm saying. But I think if you look at the score sheet there, you get what I'm saying. And for the Oilers, just score 7 goals. We haven't done that very often this year. I think this is actually the first time we've scored more than 5. So it's nice to see, right? It's nice to wake up to this morning being like, oh, wait, that actually happened. So that's kind of awesome to see. So that's the biggest takeaway from last night, is just, oh, my goodness, the Oilers are still capable of this. Right? I think that is the only real takeaway, because you know what? They still have to go out there and repeat a couple of times to really make any impact. I know they move up to now 15 points in the standings, and that kind of takes care of a little bit of business for the Oilers. I know they've been hovering at that 13 points for a few days now, and what that meant was they were hovering kind of around that situation where they were in the 3-4 slot in the wild card race. Well, thanks to picking up win number 7 today, well, last night, they're up to 15 points on the season, which puts them 2 behind Calgary, but 1 win ahead of Utah, putting them squarely in second place in the wild card race. So again, the Oilers getting into the playoff picture a little earlier than maybe last November, which is nice to see there as well. Like, there's a lot of nice to sees, but it's got to mean something here. I think based on our start last year and this year, just kind of disappointing out of the gates. You got to start turning that tide and giving us what we're looking for. And if the Oilers want to start dummying teams 7-3, 6-4, 5-2, whatever the case might be, we're going to take that awesomely. Our goal differential has slipped down to only a -8, so that's another improvement after last night, right? Scoring 4 more goals than the opponent. And the other side here as well is you're looking at teams like Colorado are below us. Yes, I know they're 7-8-0 and with 14 points, and technically we have just as many losses, But Colorado has Nathan MacKinnon leading the NHL in points, and they're outside the playoff picture 15 games in. You've got a team, I don't know, who else can we really point to here in the bottom standings, right? I think Nashville as well. Nashville is 1 point out of last place in the conference. Well, nobody had that pegged, but for us, we're grateful for that. Don't forget Dante Fabro's on waivers today. Then you've also got Los Angeles leading the division at 21 points, but that's kind of the difference for us compared to anyone in the Central, right? If you put us against Colorado, at least out of the step here, Colorado's had all the injury issues, I know, but Colorado's got a lot of ground, double the ground to make up against Winnipeg to get into first, who are 14-1. No, we'll have that beyond the Oilers coming up, don't you worry. And then the Los Angeles Kings are only at 21 points, so the Oilers sit 3 victories back, and LA's played one more game. So it's starting to math out here. If the Oilers can indeed, and this is what I'm going to say, right? I'm not going to get too high, too low on this victory here for the Oilers over the Canucks. That would be very easy. It was a dominating win, but I will tell you, if the Oilers can make a 7-3 victory over top of the Vancouver Canucks at Rogers Arena, mean something longer term before the closing of the year here, not the season, but the year 2024, that is going to mean a lot going into trade deadline time, going into the end of the season, and riding that wave into the playoffs. Because if the Oilers decide, hey, here and now is the time that we're going to turn this around and we're going to start winning 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4 hockey games in a row, we're going to start getting places real quick. And that would be absolutely amazing to see as an Oilers fan, considering you always should appreciate a 7-3 victory. But I think this year it comes with a little grain of salt where it's like, but you gotta make it mean something now. And that's where I'm saying this morning for the Edmonton Oilers, they definitely have to take this, capitalize on the momentum. That's a big word I've seen a lot on social media here this morning, is the momentum that this can generate. I think it was Connor McDavid's post-game quote that also included that. So you got to make it mean something at this point, because we're running out of games to mean something, right? I mean, you look at that Carolina game last year where the Connor and Leon were tapping each other on the pants, and that meant something, and the Oilers went on from there. Well, at this point, if a 7-3 dummy into the Vancouver Canucks in their home arena can't mean something to you, to galvanize this group to get going and winning hockey games and just competing enough to get going, I'm a little bit concerned. So we'll see what they do for an encore following this one. But friends, thanks for being on board for the next day. This has been it's been good. It's been good, obviously. I'm up on out of here. Thanks for being aboard.